Lucia Walker's world shatters when a mysterious email exposes a lie that could ruin her career and tear her son from her side. A single mom in Phoenix, she's fought for every inch of her life, only to face betrayal from her own family. As whispers of scandal ignite, Lucia uncovers a web of deceit tied to her sister's glittering wedding. With time running out, can she unravel the truth and reclaim justice without losing everything? One bold move could change it all, or destroy her forever. There is one detail that only the attentive notice. Did you notice? Subscribe. It will help us make content that you will watch. Lucia Walker's fingers flew across her laptop keyboard, the soft clicks mingling with the hum of a desert breeze outside her downtown Phoenix apartment. At 38, she was a single mother and a meticulous accountant at Solar Flare, a renewable energy startup thriving in Arizona's green tech boom. Her cozy living room glowed with warm lamplight as she finalized a critical financial report for her boss, due at midnight. Her 12-year-old son, Liam, sprawled on the couch, sketching superheroes in his notebook. "Mom, you're gonna miss my art show tomorrow," he teased, his hazel eyes sparkling. Lucia glanced at the clock, 7:32 p.m., and sighed. "I'll be there, kiddo. Promise." Her phone buzzed, slicing through the calm. It was her mother, Patricia, her voice sharp as ever. "Lucia, you are coming to Jessica's engagement party tomorrow, right? It's at our Scottsdale estate. Don't embarrass us." Lucia's jaw tightened. Jessica, her younger sister, was the golden child, 34, radiant, and engaged to Ethan Caldwell, a wealthy venture capitalist. Lucia, always the practical one, had been overshadowed by Patricia's favoritism since childhood. "Liam and I will be there," Lucia replied, forcing a smile for Liam's sake. Patricia huffed. "Fine. Just make sure Liam behaves. This is Jessica's moment." As Lucia hung up, a new email pinged in her inbox. The subject, "You're not who you say you are." Her heart skipped. The sender was anonymous, and the message was chilling. "Check the Solar Flare audit file. You've been set up. They're coming for you." Attached was a scanned document, a financial statement Lucia had signed, but the numbers were altered, showing a $50,000 discrepancy. Her stomach churned. If this surfaced, she could lose her job, her reputation, even custody of Liam. Who would do this? And why now? The next evening, Lucia and Liam arrived at Patricia's sprawling Scottsdale estate, its sleek design framed by cacti and desert sunset hues. Lucia wore a simple navy dress, while Liam tugged at his tie, whispering, "Grandma's house feels like a fancy hotel." Lucia squeezed his hand, her mind clouded by the ominous email. Inside, Jessica glided through the crowd in a shimmering gown, her laughter sharp and performative. "Lucia, you made it," she said, her smile barely reaching her eyes. "This is Ethan." Ethan Caldwell, tall with warm brown eyes, extended a hand. "Great to meet you, Lucia. Liam, you into art?" Liam nodded shyly, and Ethan's genuine warmth caught Lucia off guard. His face stirred a vague memory, but she couldn't place it. Dinner was a display of Patricia and Jessica's obsession with status. They gushed over the wedding plans, a lavish affair at a Phoenix resort with desert views, while Lucia stayed silent, her thoughts on the falsified document. Then Jessica's tone sharpened. "Lucia, you're not in the bridal party. Sorry. You're so busy with whatever you do." The table fell silent. Liam's fork froze midair. Ethan frowned, leaning forward. "Family should be involved, Jessica. Lucia deserves a role." Jessica's eyes flashed, but she forced a laugh. "Of course she's invited, just not center stage." Later, as Lucia cleared plates in the kitchen, Ethan joined her. "You okay? That wasn't fair." Lucia shrugged, used to her family's jabs. "I'm fine. Thanks for sticking up for us." Ethan paused, studying her. You remind me of someone I knew years ago, someone kind. His words tugged at a memory Lucia couldn't grasp. As they parted, her phone vibrated, a new anonymous message. The setup runs deeper. Check Jessica's emails. Lucia's pulse raced. Could her own sister be behind this? Back home, Lucia accessed an old shared email account from years ago, one Jessica might still use. Her heart sank as she found a thread between Jessica and a solar flare colleague, plotting to alter Lucia's report to teach her a lesson. The betrayal cut deep, but the motive was worse. Jessica wanted Lucia humiliated before the wedding to keep her in her place. Lucia's hands trembled. She could lose everything, unless she fought back, lawfully, before it was too late. The Phoenix sunrise painted the sky in fiery oranges as Lucia Walker sat at her kitchen table, her coffee untouched. The anonymous email and Jessica's incriminating messages haunted her. The falsified financial report could end her career at Solar Flare, and worse, jeopardize her custody of Liam. At 38, Lucia had clawed her way through life as a single mother, but this betrayal from her own sister felt like a knife in her back. She glanced at Liam, eating cereal and sketching, oblivious to the storm brewing. "You ready for school?" she asked, forcing a smile. Liam nodded, but his eyes lingered. "Mom, you look worried." Lucia drove Liam to his middle school, the desert heat already rising. Her mind raced. How could she prove Jessica's sabotage without breaking the law? At Solar Flare, she slipped into her cubicle, the hum of the open-plan office masking her unease. She discreetly accessed the audit file again, cross-referencing it with her original records. The discrepancies were deliberate, buried in layers of code only an insider could manipulate. Her colleague, Mark, a smug ally of Jessica's, had access to those files. Lucia's suspicion grew. Was he Jessica's accomplice? Her phone buzzed with a text from Ethan Caldwell. "Can we talk? Coffee at Desert Brew? 10 a.m.? Lucia hesitated. Ethan's kindness at the engagement party had been a rare light, but his connection to Jessica made her wary. Still, his familiar face nagged at her memory. She agreed, arriving at the cozy Phoenix Cafe with its cactus-themed decor. Ethan was already there, his brown eyes serious. "Lucia, I owe you an apology," he began. "Jessica's behavior last night. It's not right. I want you as maid of honor at the wedding." Lucia blinked, stunned. "Ethan, Jessica barely wanted me as a guest. Why push this?" Ethan leaned forward, his voice low. "Family matters to me. I lost someone close years ago, and it taught me to value real connections. You and Liam, you're real." His words stirred a memory. A hospital room, a young woman's smile, but it slipped away. Lucia wanted to trust him, but the anonymous email loomed. "I appreciate it, Ethan, but I'm dealing with something serious at work. I can't focus on wedding drama." Ethan's brow furrowed. "Anything I can help with?" She shook her head, guarding her secret. As they parted, he added, "You seem familiar, Lucia." "Like we've met before." Back at Solar Flare, Lucia's fears escalated. Mark cornered her at the copier, his smirk venomous. "Heard you're sniffing around the audit files, Lucia. Careful, you might not like what you find." Her pulse spiked. Was he the anonymous sender, taunting her? Or was he covering his tracks? She needed evidence. That evening, she met with a lawyer friend, Carla, at a quiet Phoenix diner. "If you can prove the document was tampered with, and trace it to Jessica or Mark, you've got a case for slander and fraud," Carla said. "But you need hard proof, emails, server logs, something undeniable." Lucia spent the night digging through Solar Flare's server backups, her eyes burning. She found a hidden log showing Mark's login altering the file, time-stamped after Jessica's email. It was a start, but not enough to clear her name. Her phone rang. Patricia, her mother, her voice icy. "Lucia, why are you stirring trouble? Jessica's furious about Ethan's maid of honor stunt. You're ruining her wedding." Lucia's temper flared. "I didn't ask for this, Mom. Maybe ask Jessica why she's so threatened by me." Patricia gasped. "You're jealous, always playing the victim." The call ended, but the words stung. Was she fighting a losing battle? The next day, a new anonymous email arrived. "They're planning to leak the file at the wedding. Public humiliation. Stop them." Lucia's heart pounded. The wedding was a week away, and Jessica's plan was clear. Destroy Lucia's reputation in front of Phoenix's elite. But why? Was it just sibling rivalry or something deeper? Lucia recalled Jessica's old grudge. Years ago, Lucia had been promoted over Jessica at a temp job, sparking her sister's resentment. This felt like revenge, amplified by Patricia's favoritism. Lucia confided in Liam, keeping it age-appropriate. "Some people at work aren't playing fair, buddy. I'm figuring out how to fix it." Liam hugged her. "You're the smartest person I know, Mom. You'll win." His trust fueled her resolve. She contacted Solar Flare's IT admin, a neutral party, and requested a forensic audit of the server logs, framing it as routine. If she could prove Mark's tampering, she could confront Jessica lawfully. But time was running out, and the wedding loomed like a ticking bomb. The Phoenix sun blazed over Lucia Walker's apartment, but inside, a chill gripped her. With the wedding just 5 days away, the anonymous email's warning echoed. Jessica planned to leak the falsified financial report at the event, humiliating Lucia before Phoenix's elite. At 38, Lucia had faced her share of battles as a single mother, but this betrayal, orchestrated by her sister and enabled by her mother, Patricia, threatened to strip her of her career, her dignity, and her son, Liam. She paced her living room, laptop open, the server log evidence staring back. It linked Mark to the tampering, but without Jessica's direct involvement, it wasn't enough to stop the looming disaster. Liam burst in from soccer practice, his face flushed. "Mom, you okay? You didn't eat breakfast." His concern pierced Lucia's armor. At 12, Liam was her anchor, and the thought of him witnessing her public downfall twisted her gut. "Just work stress, buddy," she said, ruffling his hair. "How's the art show prep?" Liam grinned, showing her a sketch of a desert hawk. "It's gonna be awesome. You're still coming, right?" Lucia nodded, but her mind was elsewhere. She had to protect him, no matter the cost. At Solar Flare, Lucia met with the IT admin, Sarah, who confirmed the server logs showed Mark's unauthorized changes. "I can't accuse him without more context," Sarah warned. "This could be a setup to make you look guilty." Lucia's stomach dropped. Was Mark a pawn in Jessica's game, or the mastermind? She needed Jessica's current emails, but hacking was illegal. Instead, she called Carla, her lawyer friend. "Can we subpoena Jessica's work emails if I file a formal complaint?" Lucia asked. Carla nodded. "Yes, but it'll take time. You need something now to delay the leak." Lucia's resolve hardened. She'd confront Jessica directly, calmly, legally, and with proof. That evening, Lucia drove to Patricia's Scottsdale estate, the desert sky bruising purple. Jessica answered the door, her smile venomous. "Here to beg for a bridesmaid spot?" Lucia held her gaze. "I know about the audit file, Jess. I have logs showing Mark's tampering and your emails planning it. Stop this, or I'll go to the police." Jessica's face paled, then twisted into a laugh. "You're bluffing. You've always been jealous of me." Patricia appeared, her voice sharp. "Lucia, leave. You're ruining Jessica's week." Lucia stood firm. "I'm protecting my son. If that file leaks, I'm suing for slander." The confrontation rattled Lucia, but it bought time. Jessica's hesitation suggested doubt. Back home, Ethan called. "Lucia, what's going on? Jessica's acting strange and Patricia's furious." Lucia hesitated, then confided in him about the setup, omitting the anonymous emails. Ethan's voice tightened. This isn't right. Let me help. I know people at Solar Flare. His offer was tempting, but Lucia feared his loyalty to Jessica. Thanks, Ethan, but I need to handle this my way. He paused. You're stronger than you know, Lucia. I've seen it before. His words triggered a flash. A hospital, a young woman named Sophie, Ethan's sister. 10 years ago, Lucia, then 28, had volunteered at a Phoenix hospital after surviving cancer herself. She'd comforted Sophie during her leukemia battle, and a young Ethan had been there, quiet but grateful. The memory hit hard. Was Ethan's kindness now tied to that past? She shook it off. She couldn't afford distractions. The next day, disaster struck. A colleague whispered that the falsified report had leaked internally, tagged with Lucia's name. Whispers spread through Solar Flare, and her boss summoned her. Lucia, this looks bad. Explain. Heart-pounding, she presented the server logs and Jessica's old emails. I'm being framed, and I can prove it. Her boss frowned but nodded. We'll investigate, but you're on leave until this clears. Devastated, Lucia left, her career hanging by a thread. That night, another anonymous email arrived. The leak was a test. They're watching you. Check Jessica's social media. Lucia scrolled through Jessica's profiles, finding a cryptic post. Big surprises at the wedding. Some people will finally get what they deserve. The post had gone viral, with Phoenix influencers speculating about drama. Lucia's fear spiked. Jessica was turning her humiliation into a spectacle. But the email's tone felt different, almost protective. Was the sender an ally? Lucia met Carla again, her voice steady despite her panic. I'm filing a cease and desist against Jessica and Mark for defamation. Can we rush it? Carla agreed, drafting the legal notice. Lucia also contacted a tech consultant to trace the anonymous emails, hoping to uncover their source. As she drove to Liam's art show, her phone buzzed. Ethan again. Lucia, I found something. Meet me after the show? Her trust wavered, but his sincerity swayed her. Maybe he was the key to unraveling this. At the art show, Liam's Desert Hawk sketch won first place, his smile lighting up the room. Lucia hugged him, whispering, I'm so proud. For a moment, the world felt right. But as she stepped outside to meet Ethan, a new message flashed. They've changed the plan. The leak's going live at the rehearsal dinner. Act now. Lucia's breath caught. The rehearsal was tomorrow. Time was up. The Phoenix night was thick with heat as Lucia Walker gripped her steering wheel, the anonymous emails warning searing her mind. Jessica planned to unveil the falsified financial report at the wedding rehearsal dinner tomorrow, turning Lucia's life into a public spectacle. At 38, Lucia had weathered countless storms as a single mother, but this, her sister's calculated betrayal, backed by their mother, Patricia, threatened to shatter her career at Solar Flare and her bond with her son, Liam. Her cease and desist notice against Jessica and Mark was filed, but it wouldn't stop the dinner. Lucia needed a bolder move, and fast. She met Ethan Caldwell at a quiet Phoenix park, the saguaro silhouettes looming under the stars. His face was tense, his brown eyes searching hers. Lucia, I dug into Solar Flare's records through a contact. Mark's been siphoning funds, and your altered report was meant to cover his tracks. Jessica's involved. She's been promised a cut. Lucia's breath caught. This wasn't just personal. It was a corporate conspiracy. Why tell me now? She asked, her trust fragile. Ethan hesitated. Because I remembered you, Lucia, from Sophie's hospital room 10 years ago. You gave her hope when I had none. I can't let Jessica destroy you. The revelation hit like a wave. Lucia recalled Sophie's frail smile, Ethan's quiet gratitude as a 25-year-old grieving his sister's leukemia battle. I didn't connect the dots, Lucia admitted, her voice soft. I volunteered for so many patients. Ethan nodded. Sophie made me promise to honor kindness. You're why I pushed for you in the wedding. But Jessica's lies, I'm done ignoring them. He handed her a USB drive. Server backups proving Mark's theft. Use it carefully. Lucia's mind raced. The USB could clear her name, but exposing it prematurely might tip off Mark and Jessica. She needed to confront them at the rehearsal dinner, where Phoenix's elite would witness the truth. Carla, her lawyer, agreed to attend as backup, ready to serve legal papers if needed. This is risky, Carla warned. If Jessica spins it, you'll look desperate. Lucia's resolve hardened. I'm not losing Liam's future to their lies. The next day, Lucia dropped Liam at a friend's house, shielding him from the drama. Be safe, Mom, he said, his hazel eyes worried. She hugged him tightly. Always, buddy. At Solar Flare, she learned the internal investigation was stalled. Mark's connections ran deep. But Sarah, the IT admin, slipped her a printout. An email from Jessica to Mark, dated yesterday, confirming the dinner leak. I owe you one, Lucia whispered. Sarah shrugged. I hate bullies. The rehearsal dinner was at a lavish Phoenix resort, its patio glowing with string lights and desert blooms. Lucia arrived in a sleek black dress, her heart pounding, but her face calm. Jessica, radiant in gold, smirked as Lucia entered. Here to crash my party? Patricia hovered nearby, her glare icy. Ethan, at the head table, gave Lucia a subtle nod. The USB burned in her purse, but she waited, watching Jessica's every move. As toasts began, Jessica took the microphone, her smile venomous. Before we celebrate, I have a surprise. My sister Lucia has been hiding something. A projector flickered on, showing the falsified report with Lucia's signature. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Social media buzzed as guests live-streamed the moment. Lucia's chest tightened. Her worst fear was unfolding, but she stood, her voice steady. Jessica, that's a lie, and I can prove it. The room fell silent. Lucia held up the USB. This contains server backups showing Mark, your accomplice, altered that file to cover his theft. Your emails confirm you planned this to ruin me. Jessica's face drained of color. Mark, in the crowd, bolted for the exit, but Carla blocked him, waving the cease and desist. Not so fast, she said. Lucia continued. I've filed charges for defamation and fraud. The truth is coming out, Jess, whether you like it or not. Patricia lunged forward, furious. You're destroying this family! But Ethan stood, his voice cutting through. No, Patricia, you and Jessica did that. I'm calling off the wedding. The crowd erupted in whispers. Jessica screamed, You can't do this! Ethan faced her, calm but firm. I can. I won't marry someone who thrives on cruelty. He turned to Lucia. You deserve better. So does Liam. As security escorted Jessica and Mark out, Lucia's phone lit up with messages. The live stream had gone viral, but comments praised her courage, not Jessica's lies. Carla whispered, You flipped the narrative. Solar Flare's board is launching a full probe. Lucia exhaled, relief mixing with exhaustion. Ethan approached, his expression soft. Sophie would have been proud of you. Lucia managed a smile. And of you. But as she left the resort, a final anonymous email pinged. You won this round, but watch your back. Lucia froze. Someone else was pulling strings. The fight wasn't over. The Phoenix dawn broke in hues of gold and crimson, but Lucia Walker felt a lingering shadow. The rehearsal dinner had exposed Jessica's and Mark's conspiracy, saving her reputation at Solar Flare and halting their plan to humiliate her. Yet the final anonymous email, You won this round, but watch your back, gnawed at her. At 38, Lucia had fought for her son, Liam, and her dignity as a single mother. But this hinted at a deeper enemy. She sat at her kitchen table, the USB drive and server logs beside her, determined to end this lawfully. Liam bounded in, his soccer bag slung over his shoulder. "Mom, you're a hero! My friend saw the live stream!" His pride warmed her, but Lucia's smile was tight. "It's not over yet, buddy, but I'm fighting for us." She drove him to school, the desert air crisp, and called Carla, her lawyer. "We need to trace that last email," Lucia said. "Someone's still out there." Carla agreed, hiring a cybersecurity expert to dig into the anonymous sender's IP. Meanwhile, Solar Flare's board had suspended Mark and launched a full investigation, reinstating Lucia with an apology. Ethan Caldwell texted, "Lunch at Oasis Cafe?" "I owe you answers." Lucia hesitated. His support at the dinner had been pivotal, but the memory of Sophie, his sister, tied them to a past she barely recalled. She agreed, arriving at the vibrant Phoenix Cafe with its mural of desert blooms. Ethan's face was earnest. "Lucia, I should have ended things with Jessica sooner. Her cruelty to you and Liam, it woke me up." He slid a folder across the table. "My contact traced the anonymous emails. They came from Patricia's assistant, Claire." Lucia's jaw dropped. Patricia, her mother, had orchestrated the warnings? Ethan nodded. "Claire felt guilty. She sent the emails to help you, not hurt you. Patricia pushed Jessica's plan to keep you in line, fearing you'd outshine her favorite." The betrayal stung, but Claire's covert aid explained the protective tone. Lucia's anger shifted to resolve. "I'm done with their games," she said. "Patricia needs to face consequences." Carla filed a defamation lawsuit against Jessica, Mark, and Patricia, using the server logs, emails, and Claire's testimony as evidence. Claire, racked with guilt, confessed to authorities, detailing Patricia's role in pressuring Jessica to sabotage Lucia. The news hit Phoenix's social circles like a sandstorm. Jessica's influencer status crumbled as sponsors dropped her, and Mark faced embezzlement charges. Patricia, humiliated, retreated from her Scottsdale elite, her calls to Lucia unanswered. The wedding day arrived, but the Phoenix resort stood quiet, the event canceled. Lucia spent the day with Liam at his soccer game, cheering as he scored. Ethan joined them, bringing sodas and a shy smile. "Mind if I hang out?" Liam grinned. "You're cool, Ethan. You helped Mom." Lucia laughed, her heart lighter. Ethan's presence felt like a bridge to a healed past. Later, at Sophie's grave, they laid sunflowers, a nod to her love of light. "She'd love this," Ethan whispered, squeezing Lucia's hand. Liam added a pebble, his voice soft. "Thanks, Sophie, for watching over us." A month later, Lucia stood outside her new accounting firm, Walker Solutions, in downtown Phoenix. Solar Flare had settled with her, funding the startup as amends. The sign gleamed under the desert sun, a symbol of her resilience. Liam, now 13, hung a cactus painting inside, declaring, "This is our place, Mom!" Ethan, a frequent visitor, had become a partner in her life, not engaged, but steady, their bond growing through shared meals and Liam's soccer games. Jessica moved to a modest Tucson apartment, her lavish lifestyle gone. She sent Lucia a hesitant apology letter, but Lucia, still healing, didn't respond. Patricia, isolated, began therapy, a step toward accountability. The lawsuit concluded with a public apology and damages paid to Lucia, cementing her victory. Claire, spared charges for cooperating, started anew, inspired by Lucia's strength. One evening, as the desert sky blazed with stars, Lucia, Ethan, and Liam sat on her patio, sharing pizza. Liam sketched, Ethan laughed at his jokes, and Lucia felt peace. Her phone buzzed, a message from Carla. "Case closed. You're free." Lucia smiled, her heart full. The fight had been brutal, but she'd won, not with vengeance, but with truth and law. As Liam leaned against her, she whispered, "We're unstoppable, kiddo." Outside, the desert whispered back, promising new beginnings.